Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this lecture series on consumer behavior. This is part one of lecture number 3 on the factors influencing consumer behavior. Now, if this is the first time you're visiting our channel, consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell so that you'll be notified when we will be uploading videos like this. We are uploading videos on marketing, business, management, research, and some social science subject. We begin this discussion by looking at the objectives for this video. Number 1 is to understand various factors that influences consumer behavior and to identify the internal and external factors that shape consumer attitudes and purchasing decisions. So in this video, we'll be trying to determine different factors that may influence how our consumers behave. Knowing the factors that influence consumer behavior is critical for business and organizations looking to develop effective marketing strategies and build lasting relationship with their customers. We have already been discussing in the past that consumer behavior is a vast and comprehensive area that entails how people, communities, and organizations make decisions about buying goods and services. It is a very crucial topic of research for companies, marketers, and other professionals to want to comprehend consumer wants, preferences, and motivations in order to create strategies that effectively satisfy their needs. Businesses can find market possibilities, create goods and services that satisfy consumers or customer wants, and create advertising campaigns that successfully reach their target market by studying consumer behavior. In this sense, a key component of success in today's market is having a solid understanding of how consumers behave. Now, why is it essential to know the factors that influence consumer behavior? Number 1, as I've already told you in the past video discussions that we had, is we can develop effective marketing strategies. We can meet customers' needs and expectations, identify trends and preferences, gain competitive advantage, build strong customer relationship. It has already been discussed in the previous video, and I hope that you've watched that. If this is your first time visiting our channel, you can visit our playlist, or you can watch our playlist in this subject on consumer behavior. Now, there are different factors that may influence how our consumer behave. There are internal and external factors. External factors include culture, social influences, economic factors, and technological factors. Many other factors may influence, but these are the things that we'll be talking about in this video. There are also internal factors that can influence consumer behavior, which includes personality, attitude, perception, learning, and motivation. Now, the internal factor we'll be talking about personality, different kinds of personalities, which was introduced to us by Paul Coste and Robert McRae in the 1980s. Now, this trait refers to an individual's openness to experience new ideas and perspective. That's openness. Are your customers open-minded? Are they open to new possibilities and things? Will they possibly try your product and, be invested through time, effort, whatever it may be? So it could be a good thing if we understand the level of openness with respect to our customers. It is also important to understand how our consumers' personality in terms of their conscientiousness, the trait that refers to an individual level of organization, responsibility, and dependability. People who score high in this rate will be organized, reliable, and disciplined. So if your, let's say, customers are more inclined to this kind of personality, you may sell products that help them organize things, or let's say schedule their activities so that they can organize well. So it could be that those are the products that you will sell to this kind of people. Next, we have extraversion. This trait refers to the individual's level of social interaction and assertiveness. How assertive is our customers? How do they interact with the people around them? This is a very important factor. We have to understand how our consumers behave in terms of their social interaction, because it could be something also that we can use when devising different marketing strategies that may target these specific people. The agreeableness of certain individuals, the level of cooperation, empathy, and kindness. How kind, how cooperative, how would they feel for a situation or scenario that may happen in their life? And so we might devise a marketing strategy that would test their emotions and would call their attention in a way that they may exercise decision making on the idea that it helps other people, or it may help the environment in general, because it could be something that kind people would patronize or would subscribe to. Next is we have Nuruticism. This trait refers to the individual's level of emotional stability and resilience, and the disposition to experience negative effects, including anger, anxiety, self-consciousness, irritability, emotional instability, and depression. This personality is some kind of a way by which we understand how may our customers react to certain advertising campaigns or certain programs and activities that we implement in order to promote our goods and services. So we have to be careful with how our customers behave in a way that it may not trigger anger on the part of our target customers. Or at some point, we may devise a marketing strategies that will interact with their emotions, or probably help them alleviate their depression. So these things are important so that marketers like us, or marketing officers, or businessmen in general, may have an idea on how to address these kinds of personality. Another one is attitude. Attitude refers to the individual's positive or negative evaluation of a product or object or person or a situation. For example, a positive attitude towards a brand or product can increase loyalty and repeat purchases, while negative attitude can result in lost sales and diminish brand reputation. So, meaning you have to understand the attitudes of your customers, because sometimes if they develop a negative attitude against your brand or your identity, it will cause a tremendous effect, sometimes catastrophic, to your sales or to your business in general. So we need to develop a positive attitude of our customers in order that they may come back and develop loyalty to our brand. That's the very reason why we have to understand their attitude. So how do we develop this attitude? We may look at their interest. Probably if they love the environment, we need to provide certain activities or any programs that would promote environmental protection, for that matter. I will not be mentioning any brand, but there is a company that promotes environmental protection, even though their products are petroleum products. Now we know that petroleum products are dangerous to the environment because it is one of the primary causes of the carbon emissions that we send to the atmosphere. And it may have caused the global warming through what we call as greenhouse effect. But these companies are portraying as if they love the environment. So their advertising is focused on environmental protection, so on. Just in order to develop a positive attitude towards their products. Now, there are three main components of attitude. First is affective component. This component refers to the individual's emotional response to a particular object or situation. For example, a consumer may have a positive emotional response to a particular brand of chocolate. Oh, I really love this brand because I can feel how the way they manufacture this, so on and so forth. Or probably it's through the messaging, how the message is crafted in a way that it appeals to the emotion of those that watch it. You see, it may feel them happy if they purchase your product. So that is affective component. Another one is behavioral component. This component refers to the individual's actual behavior towards a particular product or object or situation. For example, a customer or a consumer may choose to purchase the chocolate brand that they have a positive attitude towards. Meaning, I just feel that every time I purchase this particular product, it helps me do something that I am not usually doing, or something that may change their mood. They're just positively connected to that product. So that is a behavioral aspect of attitude. Another one is cognitive component. This component refers to the individual's beliefs and thoughts about a particular object or situation. For example, a consumer may believe that the chocolate brand they prefer is of high quality and has a good taste. So by their intellectual investigation whatsoever, it may cause them to feel that their product is more superior than all other products because of particular contents of the product. That's the reason why when you appeal to the cognitive component of the customers, you use experts. You explain the processes and the contents of your products, so on and so forth, that may appeal customers and consumers that uses cognitive component of their attitude when deciding purchases. Now, another internal factor is perception. Perception is another important factor that influences consumer behavior. It refers to the process by which individuals select, organize, and interpret sensory information to create a meaningful and coherent understanding of the world around them. In the context of consumer behavior, perception plays a key role in how individuals perceive and interpret marketing messages and brand images. We have to understand that however good our message is, it is still dependent on how our consumers or customers perceive and receive the message we sent out. And so it is very important to use sensitive language so that we will not offend certain people or certain sector in the society. As much as possible, we try to make our message as neutral as possible so as not to harm or probably at some point trigger a backlash or cancel our product through social media or whatever means. And so we need to act as if we understand and view ourselves as consumers and customers in order not to offend, because at the end of the day, it is the perception of our customers that matters and may differ to our perspective. So if we perceive that our message is something that is good, we have to ensure that it will not offend our customers, because as I've already told you, we have different perceptions of things. So it is very crucial, very important that we understand the different level of perceptions of our customers so that we may not offend them. Now, there are different kind of perceptions. Number one is Brownie Maid's perception. In this kind of perception, consumers often form perceptions of brand based on their previous experiences with the brand. For example, a consumer may perceive a luxury brand to be of higher quality and better value than less expensive brand. So it is a matter of how you deliver the message and how you let your customer feel the goods and services that you provide them. So in a way, if you let them feel as if you provide the highest quality of product, then your customers may perceive it so. And so there are products that, although they are just the same with other product offerings in the market, but because they are delivered in such a way that it looks and appears as if they are of the highest quality and probably luxurious to that effect, it actually developed certain kinds of perception on the part of the consumers that such a particular brand is something that is of high quality and indeed luxurious, even though it's not. So it's a matter of delivering the right message. Another one is visual perception. Consumers often influenced by the visual cues used in marketing, especially in sending out the messages through whatever campaigns that you will use, such as colors, fonts, and layouts of advertisement. For example, a brightly colored advertisement may be more attention-grabbing than a more muted advertisement. So that's the reason why if you want to advertise, you have to understand what colors may attract my customers, what certain fonts or designs that may cause their attention, or what message am I going to put into a billboard so that my consumers or customers will be intrigued on what my product is. So it is a matter of how you deliver the message with the right design and colors that accompany it. Because customers and consumers have visual perception. Sometimes they may like or may dislike the product solely by the chosen color or the font that is used in the design of the product. Now, another one is price perception. Consumers often perceive the price of a product to be an indicator of its quality or value. For example, a consumer may perceive that a higher priced product to be of higher quality than a lower priced product. This is particularly true because sometimes some products which are just the same with other products offered in the market but are priced quite considerably high, and it is actually the reason why they have high sales, because customers perceive that the product is of high quality. Let's say, for example, you have Android phone and iPhone. Believe it or not, it's just the same smartphone. It's just the same thing. You can call, you can text, you can do social media. It is both powerful tools. At some point, they uses the same hardware. But an Android phone may cost you around $300, probably at some point $100. But an iPhone may cost you $2,000. So which one is done in quality? Which product has the higher quality? Well, for certain, we actually do not know, because at some point iPhones break easier than Android phones, or probably the other way around, or probably they just have the same quality, but because the other one is priced with a premium price, there is a feeling on the part of those that uses it that it is something that is done or created of a higher quality, even though it doesn't necessarily follow. So the price means on some customers as an indicator of quality, though it may not necessarily follow that it is the case, but it creates a certain effect on the part of the consumers and customers. Another one is packaging perception. The way the product is packaged can influence a consumer's perception of the product's quality, value, and usefulness. For example, a product that is packaged in an attractive, durable package may perceive to be of higher quality than a similar product that is packaged in a plain and flimsy package. So sometimes when we're shopping or probably in a grocery store, we are more attracted to the packaging than to the product itself. Because it looks good in the packaging, the perception is the quality of the product may be good, but it doesn't necessarily follow. So that's the reason why packaging is a good way by which we can attract our customers. The perception of origin. Consumers often form perceptions of product based on their country of origin. For example, a consumer may perceive a product from a developed country to be of higher quality than a product from a developing country. Well, this is actually true. If it is made in the United States of America, then the perception will be that it is a good quality product. Well, it doesn't necessarily follow. Or probably, let's say, for example, that a product that is made in China is automatically a low quality product. No, that is not the case. Because some products in China is a better and way better quality than products made in the United States. In fact, although this is not ethical, sometimes even products that are made in China is packaged and stamped with a label that is made in the United States. That is true. And many of those products that you're using that is made in the United States are actually made in China, or probably somewhere in Thailand or in India, for that matter. So the perception of origin may not be actually true, but it does have an effect on how a consumer or a customer decides on a purchase decision. So it is a very important thing. Another internal factor is learning. In consumer behavior, learning refers to the process by which consumers acquire new knowledge and skills that can affect their behavior towards a particular product or a service. There are different types of learning, including cognitive learning, behavioral learning, and brand loyalty learning. So meaning, if you are a consumer, then there is a probability that you want to understand how to use the product. Good consumers, for that matter, search for information, tries to build knowledge on a particular product, and ask questions that may satisfy their cognitive learning, meaning their minds or their perceptions, or probably may change how the way they behave and may at some point change their perception of particular products. And so good ratings and good review will allow that learning to expedite in a way that consumers and customers, as they look at the experiences of others, they will learn. Now, one of the example of cognitive learning is when a consumer reads online reviews. These reviews are very important because it provides an idea of the experiences of the customers and consumers in purchasing a specific product. Now, consumers want to discover these reviews because it gives them the idea. And by learning about the experiences of other customers with that specific product, the consumer is able to make an informed decision and adjust their attitude towards the product accordingly. And so in the modern landscape, in the modern business landscape, where we use most of the time our cell phones in buying or purchasing products, because we just, use e-commerce websites to order products of whatever kind of product we might need at some particular point. It could be from the ranges of food or any basic need that we may use in our daily living. We at some point have to visit the reviews of these products. So we ask, or at some point we investigate how other customers or consumers have experienced this particular product that we're interested in. And that is an internal factor called learning at the cognitive level. Now, another internal factor, motivation, is a key factor in understanding consumer behavior. It refers to the internal and external factors that drive a consumer to take action, such as purchasing a product or a service. There are different kinds of motivation, which we'll be discussing in the slides that will be displayed in your screen. But the idea here is, what are the things that could motivate a particular decision-making process? What causes a customer or a consumer to decide on a purchase decision? By understanding what motivates them, we understand how our consumers behave. Now, one of the best example for motivation are physiological motivation. Like, let's say, for example, hunger. Hunger is a physiological motivation that would motivate a consumer to purchase food. When a consumer feels hungry, they are motivated to purchase food to satisfy their hunger. This could include a quick snack from a convenience store or a sit-down meal at a restaurant. Or probably when you're hungry and pass by through a 7-Eleven store, then it could be a way by which you satisfy such a kind of a physiological motivation. And so, physiological motivation. Now, another motivation as an internal factor is safety motivation. This refers to the desire to feel secure and be protected. For example, a consumer or a customer may be motivated to purchase a home security system to protect their family and their belongings. So this can be a motivational factor by which a consumer or a customer may be motivated to purchase, especially if the customer fears the security of his belongings and his or her family. Another motivational factor is social motivation. This is driven by a consumer's need to feel accepted and valued by others. This could include purchasing a clothing or accessories that are trendy and popular among a particular social group, or choosing a brand of coffee that is associated with certain lifestyle or culture. Now, in 1990s, there are different trends in fashion. In the year 2000s, there is also a different trend in fashion. Now, in our time, there's also a different trend in passion. And so at some point, when you understand that in every generation there is a different fashion trend, as a seller or a manufacturer of clothing lines for that matter, your designs must also fit to that specific trend. Otherwise, you'll get lost in the social motivational factor. Or let's say, for example, if your target are young ones who want to drink coffee, and so you want to, at some point, compete with leading brands in the industry of selling coffee. But you have to understand, how are you going to appear in the eyes of your customers? What kind of identity that you want them to understand about you? And so in such a way that they may develop or feel that patronizing your product is in line with certain lifestyle or culture. And so that is social motivation. Another motivational factor is esteem motivation. This refers to the consumer's desire for recognition and respect for others. This could include purchasing a luxury car to signal their success and status, or choosing a particular brand of clothing to project a certain image to others. Now, when we are talking about esteem motivation, this is on the point of self-actualization, or at least nearing to that point, wherein your feelings, your emotions, your purchase decision is subjected by the different perceptions that you thought of that may affect how others perceive about you. And when you want to portray success, or you want to portray some image to others so that you feel valued by other people through their perception of you, then you purchase products that are luxurious, or probably brands that are known to be purchased by people who have successful life. This is esteem motivation. Another factor is self-actualization motivation is driven by a consumer's desire to achieve their full potential and pursue their personal goals and interests. This could include purchasing a high-end camera to pursue a hobby in photography, or choosing a particular brand of fitness equipment to support their personal health and wellness goals. So self-actualization. At some point, this is the life that you want to achieve when you retire. Or at some point, retirement doesn't necessarily mean reaching old age. You can retire at the age of 20, at the age of 30, anytime, as long as you have earned enough in order to pursue your passion in life. Whatever it is that you want to do with your life, you can start to do it. And so this is self-actualization motivation. If you want to be a photographer, even if you're a scientist, probably you're a teacher, but you want to be a photographer. That's your passion in life. That's what you want your life to be in the near future, to be a photographer. Then those that manufacture camera, those that produces the best quality of camera in the world, may look at you as a potential customer, because that's what you want with your life. And this self-actualization motivation is actually driven by the customer's desire to achieve their full potential. Now, there are different motivational theories that helps us understand what motivates the customers to purchase particular products. The Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the one that we just talked about, Herzberg's two-factor theory, self-determination theory, and expectancy value theory. Just search them on the internet for more understanding about these particular theories. Before we end this video discussion, have you understood the various factors that influence consumer behavior? Have you identified different internal factors that shape consumer attitudes and purchasing decisions? If you have, congratulations, you have learned something in this video. Now, external factors will be discussed in the succeeding video. Keep watching and keep following our discussion series. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.